Hey everybody, Mark Stiles down here at Studio B with my friend Thomas McCoy of yourstudiob.com. Hey, today what I want to talk to you about is purchasing a bank-owned property. What is a bank-owned property? Oftentimes they're referred to as REO properties, acronym for real estate owned. Sometimes people refer to them as foreclosure properties. And in fact, they are properties that were foreclosed, but it's not really the proper name. These are properties that went to auction, were foreclosed upon by the lender, but then taken back into their portfolio. So nobody at the auction bought it, therefore the bank takes it back. What are some of the things that you should be thinking about if you're looking to purchase a bank-owned property? First of all, a lot of times they're good deals. So don't dismiss the fact that that's a viable property for you to purchase. Real estate investors buy them all the time because they have a bigger appetite for risk, but even homeowners are able to have success with this because typically they will allow you to have a home inspection and you can always terminate the agreement after the home inspection. However, sometimes they won't. So sometimes you are purchasing a bank-owned property as is. What's that mean? It means just that. You're buying it as it sits. So if there's an occupant in there, you are responsible for that person living in the house. So we would recommend not purchasing a property with an occupant in it because you would have a hard time moving that person out, and there's a lot of legal entanglements to that. But most often, the bank-owned properties, REO properties, the bank clears the property. So that means there's no occupants, it's vacant, and usually they clear all the trash and debris. But it's still as is. So what happens if the septic system fails? Who's going to pay for that? What happens if there are structural problems? What happens if there's chipped paint? What happens? Well, you as the buyer take on that obligation. What else? Well, the purchase and sale agreement that the bank produces to you is voluminous. It is enormous. It's usually 50 pages probably. And it's also a one-sided contract. So what do I mean by that? Well, they're going to present you a purchase and sale agreement and they're going to say to you, do you want to sign this purchase and sale agreement or send it back to us and we'll find somebody else to buy it? There's no negotiating. There's no crossing out items, adding anything. It's here's the purchase and sale agreement, sign it or don't. So here at Stiles Law, we're very familiar with these purchase and sale agreements, and a lot of the items probably don't apply to the property that you're buying, but it's a nationwide document, right? So these banks are utilizing the same document in all 50 states. So we'll review it with you, figure out where the risks are and where your appetite is with it. But what I will say is this, don't dismiss a bank-owned property because it's a bank-owned property. It could be a very good value to purchase a bank-owned property. In fact, folks, I'm heading down to Orlando for a conference next week on REOs specifically. So there might be a 2.0 version of this video coming up shortly if I learn anything new down there. But again, bank-owned properties could be a good purchase. And it seems like there's more and more of them coming onto the market. Folks, if you enjoyed this content, please share it with everyone and anyone. Thank you and be well.